Okay, another quick van update. I think you'll be agreeing with me that it's looking pretty ruddy smart. We've cut the work surface down. We've re-glued the stuff that came with it, which looks quite nice on the edge there. Okay, we're lining it all up now with the sink. I thought, well, we're going to do a video, so I'm going to show you what we're doing. So we've marked out roughly where the sink is going to go. Now, it's a bit awkward to tell you this. So the shape of the sink should be equal, but this is now going to be flipped over. So the burners will be this side, and there's a glass front on it as well. But what we've done a template, which is here. This is the template we've already cut out ready. So we're going to make sure that the template matches when we turn this back over. Okay, we've also had to allow, because in the cupboard there's a join underneath here, this here, so we're going to have to cut some of that away, but we've secured the cupboard, so we should be all right. It's difficult to explain what we're doing without showing you. So we're going to now mark this, check it with the template, then we're going to jigsaw this out, but we've got to go in, we've got to allow, so we're going that far in, I think. I'm not too sure, or is it that? I don't know. We'll have a look when we'll quickly check the instructions, but I think it is this lip around here that we've got to allow for, and then whether that tucks in, we have to cut some of that away. We're making some as we go along. We've got the sink unit for that, I've got the tap for that. So that's where we're up to at the moment. I will show you when we get the sink in. And I will explain exactly what we did. So I don't want anybody to think, oh, bodge that, and because this is expensive work surface, and we don't want to cock it up. So I'll get back to you in a sec. So this is what I'm doing. I'm now marking around the outside of this, as close as I can to it. Next, take this out of the way, put the template in the right place that it should go, and it should equal up. Let's have a go. Okay, so we mark this up so it's in the right place. We put up on it so we know it's the right one, and it looks pretty accurate to me. Yeah, look at that. I push that down. All right. So that should be perfect now. And now what we've got to do, we've got to measure the distance in that we've got to allow for. Let me just check that's right. It's like they said, you know, the old saying, measure twice, cut once. Right, all right. So now we've got to measure the distance that we need to cut in. So we've got a lip, and then we know we've got enough lip for the actual cooker to sit on. So what George is doing is we've measured the lip on the sink. And we know now that we've got, well, it's almost 10 mil, isn't it? But we're only allowing 8 mil, aren't we? Yep. And then George's freehand, it's going to go a bit wider here because that's where the hinges are. And the back is slightly wider. But if you look at this, it's a pretty good freehand to look. So for freehand, he's marked it 8 mil in lots of places and then just followed it round. And freehand an 8 mil line. And if you don't go over that, you're not going to go wrong, really, are you? You shouldn't do. But we will show you at the end of it when we come to jigsaw it. It's quite narrow there, isn't it?
That's supposed to be like.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so we've marked a little hole, and now this is the point of no return. Box is out. And George is going for the fix. Dun, 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 You're joking me. It doesn't even move. Oh my god, it doesn't even move. You couldn't get more accurate than that, could you? Look at that. That's
Let's go get
amazing.
some grub.
That's perfect fit. So the sink comes with this tiny rubber, which is like a little tiny groove in it, and it fits all the way around. And that's what we've done. I'll show you. There it is. So it just fits on the in the metal. Allow a little bit at the end, and it'll crimp it nicely. That's it. That's ready to be fitted in a second. So sink's fitting perfect, and there's a little. We've got 4 brackets, 4 screws,
Slightly bigger.
and then we got 4 little dooblies that go underneath there like that. If you see that, okay. And then you got these big. Let me get that in focus. These rubber caps, they go on the top, and that's what stops the glass from banging against the metal. The rubber stoppers. I was wondering what that. I thought, where's the rubber that goes around this? And that's them. They're just 4 little rubber stops. Okay, so we're nearly there. We've got one slight problem: is these little screws they've sent with them. They're a bit cheapy. They just 2 of them just snapped, which is a bit of a pain in the bum. See what we can sort out. So we found some electrical, you know, the ones you use for putting plug sockets on fascias, you know, metal back in, and you put your face plate on. The screws you use for them work perfect. They fit perfectly. We have now beautiful. Right, we're going to see if it fits now. Okay, so sink's in, work surface is in. A little bit of tidying up to do. We've had to cut away, so one of the drawers had to come out, which is fine, no problem. We can put that down below. We've had to cut. It looks messy, but it's not. It's just dust. Okay, I'll clean all that up. We've had to cut a bit down the bottom. This is to allow for the drainage and for the sink. Okay, can you see that? Might better put a bit of light on that. There. Okay, that's allowing for everything, and for the back as well. We've got to go quite a bit back and allow for the hinges, which has broke, which is our fault, one of the pegs, but we're about to repair that now. But apart from that, there we go. I'll just take you back a bit. Just hold on. And my seat swivels perfectly. I'll show you all this when we finished fitting this. We're going to put a bracket on now, and then I'm going to connect the gas underneath to the cooker, and then the water. I've got to put that in before we fit it all, otherwise I can't get to it very well. There we are. So far so good, looking bloody smart. Okay, just carrying on, we left off yesterday. So the gas pipe's on, Jubilee clip nice and tight, that's on there. I left plenty, so it just fitted perfectly. That's on there. I've tested that, but I'll show you that. And then I've also, the fridge is on, and that's perfect. That's working okay. It takes a while, because when you switch this on and you turn it like so, you can hear the gas, but it won't ignite because it's just air coming out. So you've got to wait for the air to clear and then the gas to come out. So this is the backing. This is aluminium, brushed aluminium. That's going to go on like so, and we're going to glue that on using, which I think is the best stuff on the market. Where'd I put that? There we go. One of them anyway. Silkaflex. Silkaflex. You can't fault that stuff. I've used that for gluing solar panels on. Phew, it is warm in here. Right, so we're going to peel this back. I'm putting my electric box back in. We've got a batten which we put up. We've left this now for a couple of hours. So that should be bonded. We just put it like that just so I show you one way of doing it. Piece of wood. So because there's a slight curve here, and it was just not quite. We put a couple of screws in, the side panels on. We need to silicone along the edge, looking pretty good. I've got a bit of a hoover to do because there's a lot of sawdust. And I will show you when we're all clean up, and I'll give you a nice slow panoramic view. Okay, we took the backing off. I've took one off on the cupboard. So that's the original. That's the proper colour. Right, I'm going to have a go at silicone now. I'm not very good at it. If anybody got any proper tips, you can leave a description, leave it in the link down below. We've got a bit of a bash on the cupboard. We dropped it because it's really awkward. But apart from that, let's have a look outside. Hold on one sec. I'll move all that and I'll give you a proper view. And there we go. Right, crack on. Okay, I think this is my third attempt along the back. It looks all right. And my third or fourth attempt along there. And what I've done, I've just put a groove, a nice slotty groove in the end of that. You can see that. I made it a bit wider. I don't know whether to attempt that bit for now. I've got to go back to one of our local stores, like B&Q. We're going to get a big piece of aluminium, or it doesn't matter what it is, stainless steel, to go around here. That'll hide that. That's where we are so far. I think we're not far off. Let me know in the description down below what you think. Let me get rid of that. I'll take the covers off, and the covers off that, and I'll let you know when it's finished. Well, I'll come and I'll bring you back. Okay, all the covers off. Ooh, enough for that bit. Bit of a clean. I'm not going to silicone that until all this is dry, because that looks quite nice now. So I'm leaving that. This is all been cleaned. This is the kitchen. This is the hob. The burners work. I've tested everything. Tap, just got to wire the tap up. But I think, you know, that's enough for today. Top cupboard in. Beautiful. And that's where we are so far. Needs a good hoover, and yeah, not far off.